Hello everyone, in this video we're gonna talk about Neptune transit in your 7th house. You know that 7th house is about marriage, partnerships, relationships, contracts, open enemies, counseling, lawyers, law, marketing, trade. Our shadow side, the opposite house of the first house. People with strong seventh house and phases are good at human relationship, partnerships, diplomacy, law, public relations, marketing, trade, counseling, law, and etc. Seventh house is where we go out from darkness of the inner world to the public with a rising consciousness about how things work in the human world. It's an door open to rising consciousness actually. As the opposite house of the first house, self in action, seventh house is more about what we attract to our life, what we learn through others, people that we attract to our life, our complementary side, our shadow side, our side actually we are shown through others. Turning our focus to others so that we can understand ourselves and others better, so that we can understand ourselves better. A too strong seventh house is means lack of personal initiative, maybe self-determination and decision making, and while on the contrary, a too strong first house is the lack of push. So where there is action, there is reaction. This is what first and seventh house is about actually. Action, reaction, human relationships. So human relationship is kind of about action. It works on this principle. So we know that Neptune is the planet of self-sacrifice, confusions, idealism, illusions, dreams and fantasies, imagination, self-undoing, sacrifice, doing for others, helping others. So we expect these energies to be reflected onto the domain of relationships, like the first house, Neptune transit in the first house. Under this transit, while Neptune is transiting your 7th house, it's normal that you become overly idealistic about your partner. So you become you might have unrealistic expectations from relationships. Maybe the things are not how you see it, or you're idealizing this relationship. Your partner is not the person you think he or she is, and you're less likely to see the flaws of the relationship, or you might have difficulty accepting that person for who really he or she is. You can also be attracting to your life people with Neptune energies, such as spiritual people or people who have some disability or addiction, who might need your help or counsel. Since 7th house is about your partner, maybe it can happen that your partner is not open to you. Maybe your partner is hiding something, or you can find out that there is a mystery behind this relationship, in the relationship, and there are too many unknowns. You don't know, maybe there is lack of definition of the relationship, of the contract, the borders are not defined. It's maybe too open relationship. There's no definition of the relationship, or simply you don't know where you are heading, where you are going in your relationship. There's no goals, for example. You know, since seventh house is also about contracts, it's time to be careful, very careful when you're making any kind of contract, because you're more likely to be wrong, and you may end up with deception. You know, anything you put your signature below is a contract, or anything you promise for actually is a contract. You need to be careful about people promising you something, or you promise something to people who seem to be nice in the beginning may show their true face in the end. So what can you do about it? You can simply try to remove the vagueness and mystery around the relationship through good communication, trying to avoid misunderstandings between you and your partner, between you and other people, so you can avoid deception. You're more open to misunderstanding under this transit, and never lose the diplomacy, never lose the balance. So you're also more likely to become overgiving and self-sacrificing. So it's better to as I said, find a balance, not become too much overgiving, because it can be hard to meet up with people's expectations, and hard to know where sacrifices must end, but we still need to keep the balance between our need and other people's needs. Another thing is that seventh house is also about enemies, open enemies who you can see, you know, who don't hide. But nature of Neptune is mystery and hidden things. So under this transit, it's more likely that your enemies are hiding. You don't see. You're not able to make the difference between friends and foes. Maybe your enemies are harder to spot. Basically, under this transit, the good thing is that you're learning to integrate spirituality and compassion to your union, to your relationships. So add to your union compassion and caring. Learn to give, selfless love. Learn to give without expecting. Develop a deep emotional connection, because Neptune is also the planet of emotions, deep feelings. So you can develop. It gives you the chance to develop deep emotional connection between you and your partner, and all the people you attract to your life. Thank you for watching.